Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about my fitness journey, where I started from zero to where I am right now. I feel like I need to talk about it because there are some of you thinking I just naturally have huge glutes I just remain slim and small figure. But for me, I initially started it from zero. I had zero butt. Overall, I was just skinny fat. I really hated sports. PE classes was one of my most dreaded classes. I did zero exercises. I had no idea of what eating healthy means. Yeah, I hope this journey inspires you to be healthier, or maybe if this resonates with you, you can also see how you can do better on your fitness journeys too, because I'll be talking about the mistakes that I made along my journey as well. So back long time ago in high school, of course, workout wise, I did zero. Not to mention, I was a typical shy Asian kid. For my nutrition, the usual foods that I would eat were like chocolate or anything like sweet dessert like stuff for breakfast. Then for lunch, yeah, I would just eat normal food. Back in my country, we had lots of curry, and that's usually has lots of oil in it. That's what I would normally eat, just that with rice. And then for dinner, I sometimes like to go eat out with my family. So in restaurants, as you know, calories are generally greater than what you would cook at your house. So yeah, I just started to eat. But when you look at me, I would naturally just be skinny because of my genetics. But then, as with most teenagers, your body fat starts to accumulate. Especially this happens to girls hitting puberty. I saw some cellulite on my legs and on my thighs and my stomach, and I also had some stretch marks. You can see them here. Some stretch marks. They were everywhere, and I somehow started to feel insecure about it. I think it's normal too as a teenager. The way how it works is that during teenager, you start to be more aware of how you look. So yeah, that was the initial urge for me to work out. I wanted those abs and I wanted like slim legs. It was also an ideal type. But then I hated working out a lot. Whenever there was PE time, and I would just hide with my friends somewhere so the coach doesn't do it. And even if I was thrown into the field, then I would just try to avoid the ball, because if the ball hits you, then you have to do something with it, and I don't want to do anything with it. So that was how my athleticism looks like. I think that's the word. And then at the end of my high school, I dated a guy for like 3 months. Back in those days, I started using phones, of course, and I saw Facebook, and that's when I was inspired by girls from those magazines. That was when I started to be more conscious about it, and I try to work out. So my plan was to work out at my house, like doing 50 crunches in a day. But then after we broke up, I was like, I'm now going to work to better myself in all aspects of my life. One of those resolutions was to have my fitness goals in check. And so I started a little bit like sprinting back and forth in my room. I started doing push-ups, but back in my country, I mean, the internet connection was really slow back then. So I didn't have any access to YouTube or anything. Then after that, I came here to the US for college. That's when my mind opened up. At that time, I looked up so many YouTube videos. I had no courage to go to the gym, guys, but I made no excuses. I just worked out in my dorm room. I had a yoga mat and some 5-pound dumbbells. Back in those days, I followed Rebecca Louie and Christine Cellus. I really got obsessed with them. I saw some like really nice washboard abs. My goal was to have abs, and I would look up so many exercise routines, so many diet. I would read Kayla Itzina's blogs, and I also started to question like, how do those people know a lot? My passion for fitness just kind of start to blossom back in that age. And it wasn't until I later dated my second boyfriend, he encouraged me to go to gym with him, and I followed it. Like at first I was really conscious of what I did, but then later on, as I felt a little bit more comfortable, and later I started doing my Instagram, and that's when my motivation level just flew up. But still back then I did a lot of HIIT workout, biometrics, lots of jump training. It was good in like toning down the legs. It didn't really help me build muscle mass, and I was still obsessed with getting abs, so I was afraid of eating a lot. And so I'm putting up those pictures that I took during my journey. Whenever I had time, I would look into the mirror, I would take pictures of my abs. I tried so hard to get 6-packs, but then I somehow got to that point where in the camera, like if you adjust the contrast and if you like find out the highlights, then you can see the 6-pack. But then I was like, then what's left? Back in those times, there was Kayla Itsinas, but then I also some other girls on YouTube who were like slim, thick, who had strong muscle. And that's when I was like, oh, I don't have that. So I changed my mind into eating healthy, but lots of it, because I'm a person who gets constantly hungry. Back in those times when I was trying to lean down, get 6-packs, I sometimes would try to not eat. One time I remember I binged ate while watching a TV show. I ate the whole peanut butter, and then I looked at the calories and I was just like shook. I tried to throw up. It was just devastating that all the workouts that you did in the gym are just like thrown away into the trash. I knew that it wasn't healthy and it wasn't sustainable. And only when I changed from that mindset into the one where I started to lift heavy, I enjoyed lifting heavy. I did squats, like my form was way far from perfect. I remember posting a Bulgarian lunge, but then my knees were like not parallel when I do the lunge, and someone critiqued me, and so I was like really butthurt. That was the first major change I made in my lifestyle, having abundance, going off from a restrictive style. Before, I was reducing carb intake as much as I can, since carbs are demonized in the fitness society. But then later I started to incorporate more carbs because I needed those energy from the carbs for lifting. Plus, I am also a big rice lover since I am Asian, and I also lift lots, not necessarily in terms of volume, but for intensity. I was PRing in like every compound movement. It felt so good. That was in my last year of college. That was how progress goes so far, until after college when the gyms are no longer free. But I was also going for the personal trainer application route. So I was applying to the gyms, hoping to get into one, and maybe if I get in one, I don't need to pay for the gym membership. I didn't happen to get any of them, but long story short, I just stick onto my apartment gym and just experiment with working out with dumbbells. And now I found out how to be creative, like putting 2 dumbbells on your shoulders. Plus, I also twitched on how volume could affect muscle hypertrophy, so that was interesting. And I also incorporated lots more isolation work, combined that with the compound movements like hip thrusts and squats. Before this year, I made a cut, and then I noticed my upper butt lacking a lot, which is mainly the gluteus medius area. So I did a lot more research into the gluteus medius training, and also did a lot of hip thrusts and the various variations with the hip thrust, like hip thrust with abduction. So now I see a lot of improvement in there. Right now my goal is to continue working on the gluteus medius, but also focus on my shoulders and my biceps, my arms, everything generally. What I want to tell you if you're watching this video is that consistency is what matters most importantly. It doesn't matter how big of a change you made in a day, but it is all about the changes that you make in every single day for a very long period of time. If you're seeing very little progress. I remember back on those first very dark days when I started lifting, I really wanted to tone down my legs. I wanted them to be more tight and not jiggly fat. And I was thinking about how long it would take. Maybe it would take 6 months. But later on, as I continued doing, I remember those days when I walked to the gym 5 a.m. in the morning, even though it is extremely cold outside, but I was committed to it. It is all those committed days that even if there are so many external factors telling you not to do, like you're tired, you don't want to work out right now, you don't have enough money to go to the gym, you don't have enough time. But the truth is, it only happens when you make time for it. It's about pushing hard to your next limit. That's why I love lifting heavy and being stronger, because you're pushing your body to the next level, even though your muscles itself are telling you to stop it, but your mind continues to be stronger. That is what I ultimately love about it. I started to love doing the hard work itself. And I want to add up, if you want to change your life, you gotta change your routine. So that is it. I'll end with a bunch of before and after pictures, videos. I hope you enjoyed that video. Give it a thumbs up if this inspires you to work hard to the next level, and I will see you on my next video.
You want to do that again?
Hey guys, today I'm so excited to film a workout video for you guys. It's going to be an sexy arm workout for today. It's for toning up those arm muscles and having those definitions. 20 minutes. So you're going to lift up. Okay, when you're going on straight, make sure that your knees are above your toes, over your toes. I know what position I'm in. So you have to make sure that your hips are on the back, and then you're looking to the front, and then you're going to do this. That's a normal squat, but for plie, I hope you understand them. If you aren't really sure about what to do, or if you're really unclear, you can tell me. Use any other, a towel or a rag or even a lid of a container is okay.